It was going on the Boy Lionel class of 2009. Back with another episode of PV versus all y'all. All y'all. All right? PV versus all y'all. And listen, first of all, welcome to the first. It's the first episode of Say What Now? Say What Now? Listen. Y'all are here for the first, you know what I'm saying, for the first time. I can't do it alone. Couldn't do it by myself. You feel me? Before we bring up, you know what I'm saying, the crew, I just want to remind y'all, man, listen, y'all know what it is, man. We are looking, we're trying to get to 800 subs. We almost there. So if you have not subscribed to the channel as of yet, man, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are on our way, making our way to that position. If you're not following us on Instagram, on Twitter, make sure you're doing that. PV_versus_ everybody, all right, on Instagram and on Twitter. And again, go ahead and don't like the video, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. The goal is 800 right there. All right, we're literally like 20 subscribers or something like that away from getting to 800. So if you've been checking out the channel, man, show some love. Go and hit the subscribe button, man, because we're looking to do some big things over here on the channel. And listen, if you have not yet, all right, supported the channel, you can do that by choosing violence, all right? Because listen, we wearing what's about to happen to the swag this year, okay? You know what I'm saying? So you can head on over to the PV, you know what I'm saying, versus everybody's site, man. Go ahead and get yours. Go ahead and copy yours, man, and let people know what's about to happen to them this year if you didn't already know, you know what I'm saying? But with that said, y'all already know, man, we got to show some love, not just for, you know what I'm saying, what we got going over here on the channel with PV versus everybody, not just to choose violence, right? But I also got to show some love to, you know what I'm saying, to the home team. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know, when we talk about the home team, you can't talk about the home team without first talking about that guy, Jeff McKissick, all right? He's a PV licensed loan officer with Fairway Independent Mortgage Company, right? And he'll help guide you seamlessly through the home buying process. See, many of us are unaware of our credit score, our true financial standing. But Jeff will help you develop a step-by-step plan to improve your financial standing, making your dream of owning a home achievable sooner than you think. He understands your financial situation may not be perfect, but that's okay. The sooner you start the conversation, the sooner you two can solve problems like credit issues or student loan debt. So don't let the fear of achieving new heights hold you back from getting the home of your dreams, perfect for your grandma family and for hosting those PV watch parties. So get started now on taking the first steps towards your new home and your next big step in your life. Don't delay. Talk with Jeff today so you can be in your home tomorrow. And listen, after you determine that, hey, listen, I got the loan that I want, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I found the home that I want. You got to make sure that home is something that's going to be ready for you to move in and ain't going to give you no problem. So when you're thinking big about your home purchase and want a thorough assessment of your biggest investment, you owe it to yourself to contact Big. That's Blueprint Improvement Group. Big provides homes inspections in the greater Houston area and is owned and operated by PV mechanical engineer Neil Harris. He has experienced inspectors who use advanced tools and techniques to assess every aspect of the property from the roof to the foundation. So visit thinkbig.com or text 713-259-0673 to book your home inspection. Support the team that supports the team. And listen, when we talk about supporting the team that supports the team, you know what I'm saying? Listen, first of all, sometimes people just think they can just say whatever they want to say. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just think they can say whatever they want to say. But listen, welcome to the first episode of Say What Now? So we got some stuff we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I see my boy Zach is in the building. He wondering why Timothy on the screen for a reason. Okay, he's there. Zoe there, Jeff there. They there for a reason. We're gonna talk about it. All right. Before I do that, man, listen. I got to bring my illustrious panel up, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my guys in the building. Of course, you already know my main man, Carrie's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Co-host of Recap on Sundays. I got my man, first timer in the building, my boy Ty. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Tyrese is in the building. And also I got Janarius, making his, I think it's like third or fourth appearance. How you guys doing this evening? What's going on, man? How was y'all Mother's Day? Let the people know.
Hey, Mother's Day was good.
I'm doing good.
Yep, happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. To address some of the nonsense, right, Mr. Carey?
Well, I'm disappointed that you didn't use the Muppet picture, but that was my favorite.
What's going on, Ty, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just blessed to be here and blessed for this opportunity, man. I had a great Mother's Day with my mom. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? Your mother tell you, hey, listen, you can't just let people say what they want to say. So that's what we about to handle right now. Janarius, what's good, my guy?
Dude, man, just been out going through the day, man. Going through the day, bro.
We got 12 in the building. That boy Bell in the building. 12. 12 need to jump on, all right? Because listen, we need the cops in the building right now to handle some of the that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, we got a couple of topics, man, we're gonna talk about today, obviously, you know what I'm saying. But I want to first start it off with this, not even before we get into really the PV Nation aspect of things, man. I wanted to start right here in terms of some of the things that's been popping around right online, and this from my guy Michael Winfield, what I'm saying, big time Graham guy, obviously online. He's here saying, listen, I'm trying to understand how all y'all predicting Grambling to be bad. Now, I just want to remind everybody, Grambling is just a crumbling dynasty. All right, that's all they are. All right, we already did a Swag Tears last year. We're gonna have a new Swag Tears show coming out this year, right? But we told you last year, Grambling is a crumbling dynasty. If you put your trust in Grambling, you will be disappointed. Okay. He's saying, listen, I'm saying how all y'all predicting Grambling gonna be bad. What metrics are y'all using besides hate? T-Set is talking about the boy T-Set came over from Southern. He said, now newcomer of the year, which came with newcomer of the year, right? And offensive player of the year, if we're being technical. And can y'all help Mr. Winfield out? Because my thing is, I don't like people to be disappointed. I like people to understand early ahead of time. So that way, when everything falls, when it all falls down, right? Like, they'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? But if you really believe Grambling gonna do something, it's gonna be trouble for you. You know what I'm saying?
Delusional.
the Lulu. It's just, I just don't understand how. I mean, I guess, hey, listen, he a Graham alum. I guess he got to put his faith in something. But man, he's putting his faith in. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's saying, hey, listen, Mike Crawley came over here from Alabama State and did a little bit. So maybe we can get another quarterback from another swag school, and maybe he'd come over here and do a little bit. Maybe we can make something work. But it just sounds like he didn't know what he's looking for.
They got the G back, so he's excited. So that's what it is.
They should have stayed without the G. I think they got rid of Hugh too quickly because he was on to something by making a rambling. You know what I'm saying? Trying to really build back something. They just got rid of him because they wanted that G. But that G might as well be an L because that's all they gonna be hitting on their head all year.
Rambling.
Just L after L, L after L.
Rambling.
Yeah, I think they won't be that far up in the division. Honestly, if you look at the Swagways division, I think they probably won't. Would probably like around 4 or 3, maybe. Like I think we're gonna have a really great season this year, and you can't even ignore what Southern's done. But I mean, shoot, I don't know. I mean, should we even beat Grambling when our team was kind of iffy at quarterback? We all know what happened at the State Fair Classic. So don't know what's up with Grambling, man. I don't know. I guess you gotta have faith, right?
Hey, listen, I guess you just gotta have faith. Listen, they say faith small as a mustard seed, right? This is a little bit smaller than the mustard seed. This one right here, a little bit smaller than the mustard seed. I don't know. I don't know what church Mr. Winfield go to, but you know, that's a little that faith a little bit different. That's a little bit.
Yeah.
Nah, I like it. Everybody undefeated in May.
That's
they
true.
undefeated at week 0. You feel me?
That until week 0, until the bye week, right? They undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it moving, man. Now this was a big one. Now I almost for a little bit got a little bit kind of iffy because I'm like, man, my 4-4 prediction for FAMU, I might have to go back and change it. But then the little birdie came, right? And dropped some news on me that said, Lionel, you do not have to change your 4-4 prediction. All right. You are moving in the right direction with what you thinking about to happen to FAMU this year. Because unexpectedly, that man CJ Montes said, why in the world do I want to go down to be the SWAC best quarterback when I can be the MAC best quarterback? I guess this is what he said to himself, right? You know what I'm saying? Because now listen, he had some numbers he put up in 2023. I had to acknowledge he put up some numbers in 2023, as Zach McKinnell says here. Walter Payton Award finalist, totaling 3,000 yards, 26 passing touchdowns. But unfortunately, FAMU was not going to have that guy.
Basketball, in basketball terms, that's a pump fake.
he pump faked him.
Yeah, he pump faked him. I remember they was hyped about him when he first was going to come. Then after that, he turned around. Now they ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. Well, you know, the transfer portal, you got to hold your breath and hope somebody doesn't bring a bigger check than you.
Right. Yeah, because it's about the
Yeah, this was a big surprise. Yeah, this was very shocking, especially in the time period that it happened. This happened, in less than a week. So it's kind of gives you a question as to what was the conversations like after he had committed to FAMU for him to decide to return back to Kent State.
Yeah, that got to be heartbreaking because the way they was pushing that news out after that man said he was committed. I mean, listen, they talking like they got Willie on the sidelines. You know they was talking like Willie was on the sideline calling plays again after they saw that man sign. So listen, so this was some big news when Zach dropped this one that hey man he's gonna return back to Kent State. So it was really interesting. So
an unexpected twist.
Really unexpected twist, man. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing the meme that's also been making this rounds around HBCU Twitter. But this one is very interesting. And I actually think this one is really, this one hits spot on as what's happening right now in the HBCU world and really kind of shows the fear that people got. And, it really showed the fear that people got right now. So I just want to show you guys and get you guys comments. I don't know if you guys seen this one at all yet.
I saw that one.
Oh, no. That's my favorite right there.
I saw that one.
That one right there.
Dude came to sleep.
Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Big PV. Big PV is obviously in people's heads. You know what I'm saying? This one is representative of, some people over on Lynch. You know what I mean? And obviously they supposed to be sleeping. They got work in the morning, but T-Jack on their mind. You know what I'm saying? They all in the comment section right now, like T-Jack on their mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just keep saying it. If they ain't worried, why they here?
Well, I know we grew some more subscribers. So thanks to Jackson State. Good looking out, Jackson State, by adding to the subscriber list.
Oh man, yeah. I'm just saying this one been making his rounds around. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Campbell, he said he ain't seen this one yet. But listen, I've seen it. And listen, I've seen it. I haven't even seen the meme. I've seen the reality. All right. I still one with real people, all right, and real comments. All right. Listen, T-Jack is in people's heads right now, and I think people are kind of scared of the big bad wolf. You know what I mean? Like he done came in. The big bad D2 wolf. They say it is a D2. It's a D2 wolf, and it bite just the same.
This ain't D2. We big boys.
Hey, it bite just the same. All right, D1, D2, D3. Listen, the bite's just the same. Okay, so I think people kind of shaking a little bit scared right now. You know what I'm saying? I think Brandon say that's the one right there. I think, yeah, they dreaming. It's out in their dreams. You know what I'm saying? What's up, the truth seeker? What's going on, man? Hey, Jared say I've seen it and heard it. You know what I mean? He say, ain't no slack in the swag. Say we dreaming of Atlanta. You know what I mean? We dreaming of Atlanta.
I mean, I say it like this. I mean, Tremaine has really came in and he's really like been all in the media. He's done so much on Twitter. You see the Panther flicks and everything. He's just really a lot of notoriety to the SWAC. And it really put PV on notice and put a lot of the SWAC on notice. And so it's going to be a very interesting season. And teams should be worried about this PVMU football team because you see all these transfers that came in this second half of this transfer portal. I mean, hey, we got some guys, man. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm very interested to see how the summer goes and who comes out with these positions, man. Because it's going to be a lot of competition for sure.
Yeah.
Adrian said,
well, the crazy part is I told Lionel is in the background, but the crazy part is, to be honest, Coach T-Jack could have not brought one player in because we haven't had slouches as far as talent. But one thing that he did change that's going to be a problem, the D in dog discipline has cost us at least 40% of our games. So him just bringing that without even bringing in additional talent was about to make PV a problem. And that's the part that people are getting nervous about. Him making that post about his portal transfer rules. And then all the haters was like, well, nobody wants to go to your school with that. Nobody will comply with that. And then within 2 weeks, we get a running back that came over from Baylor. You know, we got commit from Tulane. So, but at the same time, wait a minute. Didn't we just get a defensive back from Princeton? Oh, yeah, nobody's going to want to comply to his rules. Yeah, keep believing it.
Hey, listen, they was upset about that like 4 hours. You know, oh, man, 4 hours. You give 4 hours, nobody's going to sign. Nobody's going to want to play. Do you not know where you at? Obviously, he knows where he's at because boys still been signing up. And like Kerry's saying, you know, we're getting guys who've had snaps at places that they coming from. You know, we're not just getting guys, you know, we're not just getting guys who are projects or people who got potential, right? You know, we do have some guys that have come over who have that potential, right? You see them with the prototypical size. You see them, right, being able to, you know, having been at a program that's a championship program or being at a P4 program. But we also got FBS and FCS guys, D2 guys, right, who have actually played meaningful snaps that have come over and said, hey, man, I want to play there, right? And listen, why would you not want to play there? And that actually leads into the next thing, man. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. This is from my guy, Kelly Splix. He says, listen, the funny thing about PV is I think it's the easiest build in the SWAC. They finally got the right guy in charge, training facilities, football stadium, 15K, which Mr. Campbell's talking about right here, right? You know what I'm saying? At 15K in every home game. Quality non-conference game, uniforms. I honestly feel like Coach Tremaine Jackson will create a powerhouse. Now, I know what my thoughts is. You know, Ty, what's your thoughts on this statement, this comment by my guy, Kelly Splix?
I mean, you can see why he made this comment. I mean, we look at where Prairie View is. We're in the Houston area. You look at this facility that we have. We have one of the top facilities in the entire SWAC. I think the only football stadium that will probably be better than us is Alabama State's. But when you look at our facilities, you look at our non-conference games, you even see the background of our locker room. I mean, man, I even toured, you know, as a former athlete myself. We have a top-notch training facility. We have a top-notch football stadium, and we have some great uniforms. And I think the issue's been with PV is personnel-wise and also getting the right coaches, getting the right people to come in. And you see what Anton Goff and what he's been able to do. I think we could be a powerhouse. We are a sleeping giant. We are near the Houston area. And so you could be able to get the recruitment going as well. So I think we are a sleeping powerhouse for sure. And all we just need to do is just put it all together.
Yes.
Mr. Carey, what's your thoughts?
I think Ty is right. As you see, yep, I put it there. But that's not AI. That's not a rendering of something that's gonna come. That's what our facilities actually look like. So what we needed was somebody that believes in the facility. Until, to be honest, and nothing against any previous staff, but until this year, we had people that literally lived 15 minutes up the road, had no clue about our facilities. And now, it's not just the athletic part, but these guys came in and immediately, uh, the guys immediately came in and went into the community. And so you got, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth graders looking at TV like, those are some good people over there. So shout out to a certain YouTuber that says we have 13 fans who have 17 issues. So I'm really looking forward to them, and they're giving us exposure. Coach Jackson is not afraid to show what we have there, and he's not. They're already offering class of 28 players. So, and I know, and the other thing, I think we're drawing a lot of interest because there's a lot of people that are coming to. They're wishing for that big train accident. They're like, yeah, he said all that, but they're not going to do anything. Yeah, he said all that, but same old PV. And that's what I'm excited about, is the discipline is going to keep it from being the same old PV. We're not going to get to that point where there's no way in the world ACU should have beat PV by however much it was. But, the discipline, and that kind of thing kind of got to us. And I think it's just going to be a different year. Whether he do championship or not, first year, he's building something he's building this program with concrete instead of straw. So, and I know people are just going to be waiting on the first loss. See, we told you so. And that's not going to dissuade my faith in what's going to happen. And PV is the only school in the SWAC brave enough to play a conference and divisional opponent first play out the gate. That's going to be a big challenge for Coach Jackson because people are sleeping on Texas Southern. I know this is PV versus everybody, but Coach Dishman's doing some things over there. So I'm not sitting here saying it's going to be PV 70-0. That we're putting a brand new coach, brand new athletes, and everything, and throwing them into their first game of the season as the most important game they're going to play all year. So I'm looking forward to see how it all comes.
Yeah, I think 70-0 is that would be a lot. 70-0. But now PV by 53. Listen, that's possible. All right, that's possible. But like Jeremiah Clark says, if y'all were all that, why wouldn't y'all be winning in other sports? And I think this is the issue, right? You know what I'm saying? We get to, and that's the reality, right? You got to make the right moves. You got to put the right people in position. And I think it's been said, especially when we talk about, especially when we talk about football, right? We've hired, I hear some echo. I don't know where the echo's coming from, but we've hired, first year head coaches for a long period of time, right? We've had first year head coaches. We've had guys who, getting their first training wheels, right, at PV. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time since Frazier that we've hired a coach who has previous head coaching experience. And you can see it with just how he's putting the program together and how he's running the program, right? And I think that's the thing, right? We're seeing a program. That's why you say, man, look at what they're doing in recruiting. Look at how systematic they are with, when they're going after the transfer portal, when it's like, hey, they shooting at 2026s, when they shooting at 2027s, now 2028. Like, you can just see the system, right? The program that's in place. And that's what you get when you get a head coach who has done it before. And not just somebody who's done it before, but obviously a guy who's, like I say, he's not just a guy who's done it before as a head coach in general. He's also a guy who's involved in head coaches associations, right? You know what I'm saying? Minority coaches associations, fellowships with the NFL. These are big things when you're talking about somebody that not only can build himself and his program up, but I've heard him talk about before his tree. He cares about his tree, right? He cares about the guys that have come through his program and people that come behind him. So when he looks back and see the other head coaches and offensive coordinators and DCs that have come out of his lineage, right? He can see like, hey, I also made them successful and set them up for success. And so I think, man, that has to be across the board, right? We have to take that same mindset, the same thought that we put now into football, and now we have to roll that into other sports. Because if we go back a few years, right, PV was very successful. Football was a sport that we still was trying to get a hump over, right? While in all the other sports, we were actually doing very well, right? Winning Commissioner's Cups. So we definitely have that potential and ability to do it anywhere, man. And Adrian, hey, listen, I was actually born in West Monroe, you feel me? But from the road. All right, so let's get that straight. You know what I'm saying? So, but now this leads me into something, and I know my guy Zach, jumped in. I don't know if he's still on, but him and our guy Timothy Rosario, they have a FCS podcast that they do that they cover all of FCS, and obviously Swag, MEAC, HBCU football is a part of that. I want to pull up a clip of just a conversation around the SWAC. And just hear what our guy Timothy said, right? Because like I said, this is Say What Now? You know what I'm saying? So we this is our first segment coming out of just seeing what people talking, that foolishness sometimes, right? You know what I'm saying? But you always find some diamonds in the rough, right? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to check out what our guy Timothy Rosario said over here. I'm going to share my screen. And you guys, I want you guys to chime in and let me know what your thoughts is regarding what he said regarding Big PV, not the little one. You know what I'm saying? So
for you, because me and you both have said here Jackson is the heavy favorite to not just in the SWAC, right, to win the Celebration Bowl. Do you think does this bring FAMU? How much closer does this bring FAMU?
Ooh, good question. I think it certainly brings them closer because quarterback is so important. I wouldn't be ready to change my pick that Jackson should be the favorite. I don't think it swings it that much. I think the difference in the two rosters as a whole is still too much, in my opinion.
Agreed. I think what it does is it probably solidifies FAMU as number 2
in the East for sure. Yeah.
Yes. And I think you possibly could even move, even if you move FAMU to the West. I don't think either one of us would pick.
Listen, there's some interesting stuff going on in Prairie View. Speaking
there is.
Hey, listen, I ain't say it, okay? I ain't say it. My man Timothy said it, all right? He said there's some interesting things going on over there in Prairie View, right? And he goes on to say that, he can see potentially that it's possible that Prairie View could run through the West, right? Now, listen, I know y'all don't be leaving me because I'm PV versus everybody, right? You know what I'm saying? So y'all just be my statements for a grain of salt. But now this is Timothy Rosario, all right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He friends with Zach, all right? Y'all know Zach know what he be talking about. He know he's talking about then. That's why Timothy was correcting him, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that for your brother sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We got to be our brother's keeper. You feel me? But, man, what's y'all thoughts on what my man Timothy said, man? Hold up now. There's some interesting things going on at PV with TJ.
Well,
I think that honestly, I think PV is starting to get some respect around the FCS program and around the SWAC. I think we kind of been when we went to the SWAC championships, it was kind of PV got there because of other teams not be able to fulfill their jobs and their duties. And I think what Tremaine Jackson is doing is bringing back that respect aspect to this PV program, and is really making some noise for us. And I think it's starting to really get us that respect that we deserve. And it's something that it's going to really have people really thinking. People may see PV on their schedule, they're like, PV, it is what it is. And but I think that what Tremaine Jackson is doing is really getting that respect, and a lot of people are starting to see that, hey, you need to watch out for PV. We got some transfers coming in. We got, you know, that dog mentality. Like it's a whole different atmosphere out here, and you know, it's gonna be different when you step on that field against PV.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, I agree with that because I think it's going to be. The problem is like what I said initially. We were missing the D for several iterations of the PV team, and it's kind of like what I just saw that in the comment. Oh, yeah, they're right. But
Elvin, hey, that's hilarious.
Elvin going, oh my goodness. You know what? I'm about to close my laptop.
That's hilarious. That is funny.
Okay, he got me on that one because I was just laughing because you know Jeremiah Clark, who's one of the people that don't want to see PV do nothing. He says they said that about Dooley, but he is right. But once again, what was one of the problems we had with Dooley coach teams was the discipline. It was some games they really should have won, but the discipline wasn't there. I want to say, you know, we had a game against, you know what? Y'all getting off the chain tonight.
Hey, listen, if Timothy said, you know it's right. Okay, nah.
Oh man, I can't. Since the camera hurt me today. But I'm just saying, the difference is when we come off that hill, it ain't gonna be no hitting somebody when they 2 yards out of bounds and giving you a first down you shouldn't have got. It's not gonna be no jumping and running into the kicker and instead of 4th and 13 or whatever, now it's first down because you got a 15-yard penalty. Those are kind of things where we should have been cooking people, but the discipline kept getting us. So I think it's just people just don't want to see a new narrative. They, you know, to be honest, put the elephant in the room out there. People only want to see Jackson State, Southern, Grambling, the same teams winning. People sleeping on Alabama A&M. I haven't wrote them off yet.
Hey, listen, big pick up by them too. Getting
so
big pick
you know,
up.
I don't get it, but nobody wants to change the narrative. They're not gonna pick Alabama A&M for anything because you know they had some different things going on, but they don't have the same coach and they got a new quarterback. Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah. Now Zach is spot on with that one. And yeah, he did. But then what got us when we got to the championship? It was discipline. So because our defense really played good, but we, you know, offensively we made some mistakes. You know, and I won't relive that horrifying game, but yeah.
Hey, listen, Doc, we're about financial literacy over here. All right. We're about financial literacy over here. All right. That's one thing that we teach student athletes when we giving them this NIL money that we putting up, right? We, you know, $250K, that's the base. All right. So we already there. All right. So listen, don't lose your money. That's some free financial literacy game for you tonight. All right. Don't lose your money betting on food. All right. You know what I'm saying? Many people done did it and they ain't came back from it since then. All right. You know what I'm saying? So keep your money in your pocket. Now, speaking of this, now listen, we got Mr. Cover Art here today. You know what I'm saying as well. You say the champs is here.
Oh, it's here. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We say the champs is here. You know what I'm saying? Zone Coverage Podcast. You know what I'm saying? They doing big things over there, right? You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to the channel and everything. But listen, we got to talk about zone coverage for a second. Because now talking about zone coverage, but listen, I think the coverage getting busted. Okay? Because what I just witnessed, you know, with these predictions the other day, sounds like what you know what it sounds like? This would actually sound like, guys. You know, if I really had to say what it sound like, it sound like this. This would it sound like.
Oh yeah, it sound like that.
Sound like that. That's what sounds. Sounds just like that, right? Sounds like T-Jackson. Sound like T-Jackson in these guys' mind, right? That's what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we get to that, you know what I'm saying? We got another, you know what I'm saying? One and only, you know what I'm saying? Doc Holiday in the building now. It's Mother's Day. You feel me? Hope you've
Not
had a
Doc.
great Mother's
You
Day.
ready to get Doc?
I mean,
Oh,
hope you represented with your people. But now, Doc, man, listen to me, guy. I mean, listen. Please don't lose your mind. You got financial literacy over here.
Hey man, look. I just like how y'all doing it on the show right there, man. It's good that you're getting the numbers up. Financial literacy is the best thing that's out there because we all need it. You know what I'm saying? Even old people need financial literacy. So,
That's facts.
but as always, it's always gonna be JSU by 40, and Isaiah says it's gonna be TV by 50. I want to see that this year. For this coming season. And somebody said, I think Isaiah said, if we're gonna come to the hill for the championship game, oh no, let's reverse that. Y'all coming to Jackson to play in the vet for the championship game, and we ready for the smoke. But I'm just ready for the football season to start back up, man. I'm tired of off season right now, and I'm tired of making predictions and everything. I'm just ready for football season to come up and we can talk all our noise this year.
Hey, listen. What Mr. Kelly said, it's the facts right here, right? Respect is earned between the goalposts. Even after Jackson puts all the players in place, discipline is going to get us over the top, and the respect will fall in place. And that's what Mr. Kerry is talking about earlier, right? We lost so many games the last 2 years, simply just because we weren't being disciplined, man. And that's the reality. But listen, Doc, man, y'all got to make it there. Now, I'm not going to rehash what happened a few days ago, you know what I'm saying? Because it's Big PV, Lil Max, you feel me? But like I told him, y'all got to make it there, okay? Y'all got to make it to Big PV, all right, to play in the
Hey,
championship.
look. I told you, I got my niece down there. She go to school at Prairie View. You know what I'm saying? She see big things for the football team, but I keep telling her that it's JSU by 40. I thought she done went to the wrong school. She should have went to the school in West Jackson where her uncle went to school at. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna be down there. I'm definitely gonna be down there this year for some games at Prairie View, y'all home games and stuff like that. Cause I want to. First of all, I need to go visit my niece, and then second of all, I just want to see all the facilities and stuff that you got, and record there and be like, wow.
No, for sure, man. I mean, I think that's something that people have. I think we need to get more people down, right? You know what I'm saying? But again, that's a part of what T Jack is doing right now, which is making that respect there, right? So people say, man, I got to go down. So I got to cheer for this game, right? Because I need to be there to help my team try to win, because they ain't going to win, right? But to try to get over the hump, I think that's a part of this too. Again, gets people on campus, helps them see the campus, right? Help them see the facilities. And then what happens? Then they children want to come to PV. That's what happens, right? That's what happens.
That's right.
Hey, I even told Mick, I said, I like what Coach Jackson's doing down there, man. Like, he trying to put respectability back on people, on y'all name. And doing it, with the big talk. But, when it comes to what come along with big talk, you got to back it up, too. We shall see in the fall.
Hey, listen, that's facts, man. But listen, I would rather talk. I would rather you talk than be scared. You know what I'm saying? So I have zero problems. You know what I'm saying with the talk. Now you always got to back up the talk. But at the end of the day, if you ain't got no confidence that you're gonna get it done, I don't believe anybody in any SWAC school right now got a coach that don't think they're gonna win SWAC championship this year. Because you don't. Why are you coaching my team? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you need to have that confidence. And listen, we got the confidence that we're gonna get it done. I see Jeremiah here says, who is PV quarterback? I let Mr. Elvin say it for you. Right now, we have the most we got 7 quarterbacks on the roster right now, which is unheard of for what we've seen in the last few years. No, one thing I would say though, we gotta forget about the quarterbacks, forget about the DBs, forget about who the running backs is, the O-line. We have a coaching staff, right, that has championship pedigree like I've never seen a coaching staff before. And I'm just being straight, right? Every coach on this staff has won championship or championships. Period. Wherever they come from, right? FBS, FCS, they've won championship or championships, and that's at every level, at every position, right? Quarterbacks, OC, DC, right? I mean, assistant head coach, linebackers coach, defensive line coach. It don't matter. Everybody in their resume is like, how in the world did you put together a staff that everybody got championship pedigree? That already is just mind-boggling in the first place, right? But again, it talks about the pedigree of Coach Jackson. It talks about the connections he got, right? How he's able to put these things together. And so I said to say, I'm not worried about no position because obviously, as Coach Early said when he came on the show about a month ago, they are going into the portal to elevate the floor. They're not looking at like, hey, we gonna elevate the ceiling. No, we're gonna elevate the floor, right? And that's what we've been seeing in recruiting. It's like every other guy. I told Coach DG, I'm saying I have no idea who even gonna start in this backfield, who even gonna be a part of rotation. Because literally every guy y'all bringing in, man, they got quality snaps, quality numbers from the place they came from. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna really be a battle in every room, and the quarterback room is no different. And I definitely see an elevation in the spring from what we saw last year. I definitely see a difference in, first of all, the discipline of the team, and also, listen, them boys is not trying to turn the ball over. That's one thing for sure, and that's what Coach Jackson said. The guy who's gonna win the room in the QB room is a guy who's gonna win the team, and he's not gonna turn the ball over. And listen, the quarterbacks is definitely making it plain. Some of the best plays I saw this spring, right, in the scrimmages and even in the spring game, was guys being willing to just throw the ball away, not put the ball in harm's way, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we've seen the last few years that has been trouble. And when you got a defense that I know is going to be able to ratchet turn the ball over this year at a great amount, you need an offense that's also going to protect the ball and not get the ball back to the other team. Right? You know what I'm saying? So listen, we're not worried about no rooms. All the rooms are stocked, and whoever wins that competition is going to be the guy who's going to be the one to take us to that next level.
But I would say like this, trench play is always going to be the main focal point before anything else come out on and for any team in the SWAC. You gotta have the offensive bullies, and then you gotta have the defensive dogs. You know what I'm saying, to solidify your team. Because everything else is going to come into play, like your QB, your receivers, your running back, you know what I'm saying, your your skill players, and, your DBs and stuff like that, your linebackers. But if you ain't got offensive bullies and defensive dogs, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it this season.
Yeah. No, and that's one thing that for sure, he talked about, and we've seen it, right? Kerry talks about the meat eaters. And we already got some shows we planning where we about to go and start diving into a lot of the guys that we brought in. So you guys are going to see a lot of that coming out soon. But right now, man, I mean, they stocked the O-line room up, and they continue to stock it up, right? And like I say, one thing you see if we look at this, the size, the average of the O-line room right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, the size is more equivalent with what you expect to see on an FBS level, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't seeing no 6'1", no 6'2", no 6'3" guys, right, in this room, right? All the guys in this room now are in that prototypical range you talk about for guard and for tackles, right? You know what I'm saying? Get big, long, rangy guys, right, who can reach out and touch you. Reach out and touch somebody. They can reach out and touch somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? And so that room is going to be, like I say, really, really competitive as well. We talk about the center position. Not only do you got Pedro da Silva, who was a starter from last year, right? Started all, 12 games last year. I think he started 11. I think he missed hurt for one. Didn't start. Then you got Dylan Spencer, you brought over from Central Arkansas. Then you got my guy David Williams, who you brought over from JUCO, who was a JUCO, who was an All-American at the JUCO position, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you brought in some guys for each position, right? Same thing at guard, same thing at tackle, right? So just the same way I say in the DB room, when you look and say, and it's going to be a battle of who's going to get on this field. The same thing in the O-line room as well, right? When you look at the size, you look at the guys who had snaps before as well, and you say, man, it's going to be a battle out here. And at the end of the day, like Doc is saying, if you control the line of scrimmage, man, you're gonna win a lot of games. Because listen, we can keep these quarterbacks upright. This air raid system is gonna put some points on the board, and that's one thing that I know. That air raid. Listen, one thing that I've seen with T-Jack over the last 3 years at Valdosta State, he's had 3 different offensive coordinators every year. 3 different ones. They ain't never had no trouble scoring the ball.
Even
They never had no trouble scoring the ball with this air raid offense, right? And so, listen, I trust T-Jack and I trust the championship pedigree of the coaches that they got with them, man, to get the job done. But man, I'm gonna let you guys go before we get into this next section. Any thoughts, any comments y'all want to share in response to Doc? Because I know he coming in and trying to spread that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I'm just messing with you, Doc. I'm just messing with you.
Not me trying to be neutral. But yeah, you're right about the trenches. I'm really enjoying these meat eaters that's coming in. I'm excited about the one that came from Memphis, but there's some other ones that, even at the spring game, some of these bigger O-linemen you're talking about weren't even here yet. But what I liked about this spring game was that the quarterbacks weren't running for their life, but when Coach T-Jack kind of let the 212 defense loose a little bit, it's kind of scary when you get a 3rd and long because you don't know if they're going to cover or if they're going to come. And the one thing you left off is how big the defensive backs have gotten. I don't think he has any of them under 6'1", and you can interchange his safeties with linebackers. And so it's not going to be that base defense that people are used to seeing. And more quarterbacks in Cleveland. That's fine. But there were a couple of quarterbacks that, they did get more spin than the others. And like you said, they took care of the ball. And what I liked about this year's group is no knock against previous receivers, but these receivers were not afraid of catching traffic, and the quarterback put it where it was. So I think it's going to be interesting this year. I know everybody out there is hoping for Prairie View's demise, but they're just going to have to keep hoping. And because they want them to be terrible. I'm going to put it this right here, and I'm done with it. I want everybody in the SWAC to be good. Everybody only wants one team or 2 teams to be good. I want everybody to be good. But if PV does win it all, it's going to be a down year in the SWAC. Because they never let us say we outright won. It's just, it's just a down year. But I don't want nobody to have a down year. I want everybody to be good, win out of conference games, and beat each other. And I don't want it to be we won because it was down. So
no, Mr. Campbell, we're not going to win 8 games. We're winning 11 and a possible. Okay? 11 and a possible. All right? Possible is Rice. And y'all keep talking about it like we didn't go to Rice in 2018 and let them win that game. We gave that game away in the 4th quarter. We was up. Yeah, I mean, we was up. Like, let's be clear, right? Now, let's get to Zoe real quick. Let's get the Zoe coverage, zone coverage podcast real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying y'all honestly got PV winning the SWAC this year. Serious question. This is for documentation purposes. Now, I want y'all to document it. I want y'all to take screenshots. All right. You know what I'm saying? So to make sure y'all get it on. Make sure y'all
doing your homework, sir.
Hey, listen, make sure y'all do y'all homework. Now, listen. Now, let me go and pull up Zone Coverage Podcast. You know what I'm saying? With my boy Zoe. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Clocking in. Make sure y'all check him out as well. You know what I'm saying? Doing some great stuff over there. But listen, we got some stuff we got to talk about with the Zone Coverage real quick. Because now, Zoe is saying, how serious do y'all got P winning the SWAC championship? But now I want y'all to notice something. Now, do y'all see this on y'all screen? Let me make this full screen.
Yeah, make that big.
All accounts, damn good.
Let me show this. Now, do y'all see what that record says at the bottom of the screen right there? 8-4, 6-2. Y'all see that, right?
Yeah.
I see that 8-4, 6-2. Now, by the way, that is wrong. It's incorrect because as I watched the
Wow.
podcast, he said we're gonna beat Grambling, by the way. So I don't know why he got the L there because he said we was gonna beat Grambling during the Grambling segment. All right. So now, really, that should say 9-3, 6-2, but that's a whole nother conversation. So Zoe, who don't got us winning the SWAC championship, does have us winning 9 games. I just want to make that clear, right? Is this Lionel? Is this PV versus everybody, or is this Zone Coverage Podcast? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Zone Coverage Podcast got us winning 9 games next year, going 6-2. The only reason he don't got us in the SWAC championship games because he say we're gonna do something that we haven't done in over 10 years, which is lose at Southern's homecoming. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna happen.
I say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna roll off of here, Lionel. I predict y'all to win 10 games this season. Beat Southern down in Mumford. Well, let me get back. Let me say not Southern. I'm gonna go Baton Rouge Tech. Y'all gonna beat Baton Rouge Tech down in Mumford this year.
They gonna get you, Doc. They gonna get you.
Hey, they can give me all they want to. I ain't hard. They give me, but and y'all win the SWAC West. But to me, it all starts off beginning of the season against Texas Southern, man. I just want to see what y'all gonna do because I think that was a fluke. That was a fluke game last year that I saw, and I hope that y'all be able to bounce back from that. But man, look, Lionel, I hope I see you at SWAC Media Day this year. You got to come, man. Put your name up in there because PV needs representation at SWAC Media Day for real. So I hope you get to come up in there and represent for Prairie View, for the PV Nation. But everybody needs to, we need to support all of our platforms. You know what I'm saying? Of course, mine, of course, Lionel, just anybody who covers HBCU sports and just the whole diaspora. I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that's listening, that's watching. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and my sisters and my lovely wife, Miss Destiny. Happy Mother's Day to her, and she's a Grambling alum, so I had to put that up in there. Yeah. I got the ops in my house, but man, it's good to have you on here. It's good to see you on here, bro. Make sure you get down to Media Day so we can have some fun down there in Birmingham. And it's always love, HBCU love, but still it's JSU by 40. And y'all be easy.
All right, no problem. Appreciate you, Doc. Thanks for jumping on. Y'all make sure y'all check out Doc over on HBCU Overdrive. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I see Mr. Campbell. He said, listen, y'all haven't won 8 conference games since the 60s. Well, you're right, because we won 9 in 2009. You're right. You're correct, because we won 9 in 2009. That's true. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, I'm with Zordon and I'm with Truth Seeker. I keep saying I have Texas Southern finishing second in the SWAC West. I think they are going to be. I think Dishman is building something that is good over at TSU right now, right? You know what I'm saying? And like I say, if he gets that first game, they are going to be in the driver's seat for the SWAC West. Because even last year, if they just finish the game at Southern, think about where they are at that point in the year. If they just close out that game against Southern, right? You know what I'm saying? Position-wise in the West. So listen, Texas Southern isn't far from being what Coach Dishman is desiring for them to be. I think definitely he has to figure out the offensive side of things. I think that's right now, even though, and again, I know we talk about the quarterback and say we know who the quarterback is. We really only saw the quarterback in one game, right? So I think that's also something we have to kind of be, it's still like a wait and see on too, right? Is he the guy that can carry them throughout the year, right? Because I really don't think he did anything super special against Prairie View, right? Other than just not make a mistake. He didn't make a mistake in the air, right? You know what I'm saying? Which again, that's sometimes all you need, right? you know what I'm saying, to win the game. But I don't know if we yet seen enough to say, man, can this guy carry them throughout the course of a whole season? Yeah, I think that's still like a wait and see. You know what I'm saying, on Texas Southern. But I keep telling y'all, I do like Texas Southern. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all every show. All right, my prediction, I got Texas Southern finishing second. All right, so that's how I feel. You know what I mean? So, but now let's listen to Mr. Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Now, and see what his thoughts were over here on PV's TV schedule. And I want to get y'all thoughts. Hopefully, there's no, any I can't remember the language, so hopefully the language is good. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff.
It's a damn good first year for Prairie View at that. So look, got Texas Southern. First game of the season. I just told you. They'll catch an L for that game. All right. University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, I'm sorry. They don't get a dub on that game. It'll be their second game in history, if you guys are familiar. They just started their football program, brand new stadium, brand new program. Prairie View get that game. Man, Prairie View, if they lose that game, whew, but they'll win that game, right? Now you followed it up. Now you got Rice. They don't catch an L that game. Rooting for them to get that dub, it ain't going to happen. So they sitting at 1-2. Now, Prairie View got Northwestern State. They're going to clip them. All right, so now they're sitting at 2-2. Got Grambling State Fair Classic. Voila. Now, I'm sorry, you got Prairie View in the State Fair Classic. Excuse me. And you see the game there. Now, Alcorn. I got them with the dub. Mosey on the Southern at Southern. That's going to be an L. All right. They got Lincoln. That's a dub. Alabama State. That's going to be a dub. Alabama A&M. That's going to be a dub. I mean, Prairie View, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they got Valley. I'm going to tell you, Prairie View's, I'm going to say this. Prairie View's schedule is set up better than anybody else in the division. If you really look at it, because they got the easiest pathway to get there. When you look at what the teams if you take a look at all the teams and how they finished last season, look at what they got on their schedule. Conference-wise, Texas Southern won 5 games. Alabama State won what? 5? They won 6 games. 7. Alabama State won 7 games. Texas Southern won 5. Alabama A&M won 5 games. Grambling won 5. Grambling won 6 or 5. But they only faced 2 teams in conference they had that was above 500. Only 2. You got Valley, Arkansas Pine Bluff. You got Alcorn that won 5 games last year. Grambling was right there, at, wrestling around 500. And then you got Alabama State and then Southern. So literally the toughest game conference-wise they have on their schedule, if we're going solely just by record and how they're.
Now, we're not going to go through the Southern schedule, right? But it's interesting. Not only does he have us losing the Southern, right? He also has Southern beating FAMU, right? You know what I'm saying? And beating Texas Southern, which, again, I don't think they're going to win either of those games, right? So what's y'all thoughts, man, on Zoe's incorrect, you know what I'm saying, information that he's sharing over here about the PV schedule?
I think he started off wrong. I think we're gonna start off beating TSU. I think Tremaine Jackson understands the task that's coming in at hand, and he knows that he has to start off on the right foot. And I think last year a lot of stuff got in the way of us last year, with the whole Chris Dishman and Bubba, knowing each other, being from the Houston Oilers. I think all that stuff kind of got in the way of a lot of different things. And I think Tremaine understands that he has to show out in that first game, and he's gonna be able to do it at the Shell Stadium in Houston. I think that's gonna be the grand opening for us to really show the swag that we mean business. And so then you want to talk about going into the fall, like going into the deep into the season. Southern, I mean, I think we'll be Southern. Honestly, I think Southern has beaten us in the past by discipline. I think with a lot of different things that were happening like off the field, before the game, after the game, a lot of things like that. Really got to us mentally in those games. And honestly, I think that we will be way more competitive when it comes to our non-conference games. I know in the past when we played against the Abilene Christians and those type of schools, we usually just get blown out, and we have those blowaway games that don't even matter. But I think what Tremaine Jackson said at his press conference that we don't play back college football, we play football. I think that's a real
Yes.
statement, and I think we're really going to show
Yeah, I like that.
at those games that he's going to really be competitive against. So I'm actually I think that if we have some type of discipline in that game that we played, against Rice back in 2019, 2018, we win that game. And so I think, we're going to be, I think we can win 9-10 games, honestly. A lot of people will think that we'll probably win 7 or 6, but I think if we fix the small things, we can really make a lot of noise here in the SWAC.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
Janarius, back in the place, man. What's your thoughts on the schedule?
On what do said, first I say yeah, we definitely beating TSU for sure, without a doubt. So I say that's wrong. He was wrong on that part. I feel that for sure that we'll win more than 9 games, and we're definitely gonna be in that front runner for SWAC. Because to be honest, in the West, the only threat I might see is Southern. If you want to be real with it. Other than that, I don't really see anyone else even topping us. But for sure, to be honest with you, I say for us, for the most part, we're gonna take over. To be honest, and they can talk about our schedule being easy and stuff. But hey, like been years before, other teams had that same type of schedule, had those easy schedules. Like, hey, not to try to move the goalposts, but shoot, when Dion was there, like he had like a superbly easy schedule and stuff. So hey, can't complain about what we got. And hey, y'all been in them shoes before.
Yeah, listen, I just it's just different, man. I just think that's just the reality of the situation now. Last year we really had talent, right? And I think the talent level of this team has been so elevated to another level. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, right? But this is the reality. We're living in it's the portal season. It's just what it is, right? So all this talk about, man, things happening to jail. Listen, it's the portal season. This is what it is. Like, get used to it. Teams are gonna have to jail every year. Teams are gonna bring in new players every year and gonna lose players every year. That's how it's gonna be. So what coaches are able to do that efficiently? Because that's just the reality of the situation. That's what we're living in. And Coach T-Jack has been living in that world for the last 5 years. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's been doing. That's what he did at Valdosta. It's not new to him, right? So he has a program, right? And again, one thing I saw at the spring game, man, was like, and listen, we love everybody that's a part of this program. Everybody in the touchdown at Prairie View, right? We respect them. You know what I'm saying? But T-Jack made a statement earlier, right? Listen, everybody can't play for us. And I think that's the hardest thing is in the transaction is when you got to make those hard decisions like that and realize, like, hey, everybody can't go with you to this next place, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not that you don't love them, but it's like, hey, man, what we need, you don't add that to the room. And so we can't go with you, right? You know what I'm saying? But it don't mean we don't love you. You know what I mean? And that's the reality of the situation right now. And the hard decisions that a coaching staff had to make, right? You know what I'm saying? But we have a staff now that's willing to make those decisions and say, hey, because of the scheme we running, we honestly, you will waste your year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you will waste your year here, right? So instead of doing that, hey man, listen, go ahead, get in the portal, find a place where you can play right and still get your degree, your next graduate level degree, or whatever it's going to be, right? You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, we would just waste your year here because based on our scheme, right? We wouldn't use you because our scheme just isn't fit for your skill set, right? That you do have. You know what I'm saying? That's being real, right? At the same time, hey man, listen, based on the guys we got coming in, we wouldn't use you. You see what I'm saying? You will waste your year. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you don't have talent, but listen, the guys we brought in, it will push you down the depth chart. So
yeah, the mindset got to be there too.
yeah, and that's the other level, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying those are three things, right? There's some guys who it just don't fit the scheme. There's some guys who are like, hey man, you're talented, but we got guys who just gonna push you down the depth chart because they just got more talent than them. It's just like, bro, you at the basketball park and KD come. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Paul there. Listen, bro, you can ball, but you ain't Chris Paul and you not KD. It's just what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's just being honest with yourself too. You know what I mean? And then the other thing is, listen, you ain't got the mindset that we need in order to play on this team, in order to go through what we gonna have to go through to get to Atlanta, because that's the goal. And so since you ain't got the mindset, first of all, most of them guys gonna check themselves out anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is what had happened, right? You know what I'm saying? Them guys already checked themselves out. You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna have to have a certain mindset, because we gonna coach a certain way, we gonna run this team a certain way, and you either gonna get with the program or you're not on a part of the program, right? And for that reason, that's why I say when I look at this staff and their willingness, because again, you got to think about last year what we kept hearing. And again, no disrespect to anybody, right? But when you hear stuff like the best players wasn't playing, but you have the authority to make whoever play. Now, obviously, you're going to have some issues then going on with your team, and you're not going to get the best out of everything. Because if you can't control your team, is your team, right? There's going to be trouble. Listen, with this program, we ain't going to have them problems. You see what I'm saying? There's a program in place. And like the coaches have come on and said, right? Brandon Anderson, Coach Early's come on and said, listen, T-Jack is not a micromanager, right? It's not like he's micromanaging, but if he sees something and he knows, hey, this is how this 212 supposed to run, he has no problem saying, hey, this what we running today, or this what we doing at the same time, right? So everybody knows whose program it is, right? And I think that's something that was missing, not just even with the players, but also from a coaching staff and cohesiveness standpoint. The cohesiveness of this coaching staff is also going to make a huge difference. But Brandon, man, I see you done jumped off.
Hey, man, I had to jump on here. I had to jump on, take my vest off. I was gonna leave it on because I was gonna give out some citations for all these lying folks in here. Hey, look.
Hey, Jay, if you in the chat, you might have leave that vest on.
Hey, look, I can't look every now and then, you got to take that vest off, man. But no, everything that y'all saying is spot on, man. One thing we talked about a little bit. We talked about the accolades of the coaching staff, but one thing that most people are not paying attention to, which that's fine, is we have a championship coaching staff that has continuity. All right. It's not like they just got together. Like they've been together at various stops and they have a system in place that allows them to trust one another, make adjustments, and to be able to put us in position to be able to make the plays that we need to play. And that's one of the things that makes this special, because they spend a lot of time together. So they know what the other one is thinking. I mean, outside of that, a lot of people want to holler and think about it. It's a swag. Everybody want to talk about who the quarterback, but is you does your quarterback have somebody that can develop them? Can they make the read? Like, how do they play under pressure? And I think with the system that Coach Jackson has in place, and we've seen some of us that are up close and personal, they have a continuity and they have a system in place that's built off of competition. And as much as we want to say who the guy we think may be, we don't know who that's going to be. The best man is going to play, and that's the one thing that I love about the program so far. No guy's bigger than the program.
Yeah, I like that too. And at the spring game, you saw they made everybody, no matter where they were on the depth chart, quarterback wise, run the same thing. Because you could get up to 6 days out from the Labor Day Classic and somebody could tweak an ankle. Well, you got to be able to do next man up. And I think they're designing this team for that, because this is the first time I've seen us, and not the jinx, my favorite long snapper, Ben Stewart, but
Yeah.
he's the best long snapper in the SWAC. I don't care what nobody say. But guess what T-Jack did? He got
Brought in
another
another
long
long
snapper.
snapper.
Never done that before.
We got depth at the long snapper position, right?
That's it. That's crazy. So, people can say we have too many quarterbacks. I like the problem because that year we did go to the championship. What happened when Connolly went down? We had to get wide receiver to play QB. So I don't want to ever be in that position again. And everybody that's not QB1, they're not sitting there stewing about it either. They're like, hey, when I get the chance, I'm going to get in it because your job ain't safe because I'm back here. So, but then if you get it, whoever QB1 is, they're willing to support that guy. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
And like you said, the attitude to be on this team is different than the attitude you had to have on other teams.
Now, listen, let me address this real quick. So, whether they're as good as the celebration teams from Grambling or Jackson State or FAM or even those 4 years that A&T went crazy, it don't matter. They're going to be better than the SWAC and MEAC teams this year. And that's all I care about, all right? Then we can start having the argument of which team was better. This team or Dion's team from 3 years ago. But guess what? By that time, you know what we're going to have? Trophy season, okay? That's all that matters. We're going to be better than all the 2025 teams. How about that? How about that, Mr. Campbell? We better than all the 2025. We're going to be better than the 2025 FAMU. Now, I don't know about the one a couple years ago with Willie, but it don't matter. We both going to have Celebration Bowl championships. So that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Well, then we must gonna be at that level. Then we must gonna be at the level. But with that said, hey, listen. Let me go into this. Let me play this, and this is our last section for the night. Now, people all in my comments, right, are reaching out. Oh, you talking about this? You don't talk about that. It was a whole bunch of this. It was a whole bunch of this going on. A whole bunch of that. Whole bunch of that going on. There's a lot of that going on. You know what I'm saying? Them folks up there.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them folks. All right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them folks, right? But listen, I want to give y'all a chance to check this out. You know what I'm saying? Now this is your guy. You know what I'm saying? Jeff. He had some comments. Now, to me, this was just the biggest stretch. I haven't seen a reach this bad since I used to watch, you know what I'm saying, like battle rap. Like this was just a bad this is a bad reach. Okay. It was just horrible. All right. But I want y'all to check this out. Y'all let me
know. This is what caught my attention. So at 6:08, we just saw it. At 6:08, Shamar Savage committed to Jackson State. He committed. He let the world know he's going to go play for Coach T.C. Taylor and the Tigers. That was at 6:08. Less than 30 minutes later, this was tweeted out by the head coach of Prairie View A&M, Tremaine Jackson. Tremaine Jackson tweeted, "What's done in the dark will soon come to the light." Hashtag WCW. And this came less. Remember, Shamar committed at 6:08. At 6 on the same day, at 6:26, Tremaine Jackson said, "What's done in the light, what's done in the dark will soon come to light." What does that sound like to you guys? I mean, am I jumping the gun? But does this not sound like what's done in the dark? He believes something may have happened in the dark in regards to Shamar Savage's recruitment, in regards to the fact that, the guy who Kelly Flicks just said was the best wide receiver in HBCU football is going from Prairie PV to Jackson. Is that not just, or is that just a coincidence? Less than 30 minutes later, the head coach of PV is saying what's done in the dark will come to the light. 30 minutes after, what Kelly Flicks has said is the best wide.
Hey, listen, this is like people this is like people in battle rap who used to make them defeat like lines. Like it's like, bro, this is such a bad reach, right? But if one thing that being on that Big PV learned from being on with Lil Max the other day is that, man, people love drinking Kool-Aid. People really love drinking Kool-Aid, okay? So I'm gonna say, because people don't believe. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, well, who would believe this? Who would believe such a thing? Right now, I want y'all to see the comments. JSU this, JSU that. Love my Tigers. Maybe Savage text Coach Jackson wanting to come back to PV, and it took Coach more than
That was
1
the
hour.
best one.
That man big mad. He was in the portal, had other offers. Coach Suge Knight big mad. Oh man, maybe he wanted to be part of a championship team before he graduates. Can't blame the brother. He already graduated. He already graduated. He's acting like he's our competition. You know what I'm saying? TV's trying to increase that attendance at home. That's Iz, by the way. Iz. So y'all see him in the comments. Y'all see him over here. He drink the Kool-Aid. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Man, they mad at us. Dudes want to win. Man, we don't got to do anything in the dark. Now, if this JSU people is not JSU people, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I ain't tripping, right? Because they over here drinking the Kool-Aid, all right? As if T-Jack making his comment has anything with Shamar that he want to play it for his last year eligibility. What in the man? What's y'all thoughts on this? Man? I thought this was like Zach said, man. That was a legendary reach.
That was a Rush Limbaugh reach right there. That's classic. See, I put in something completely different because Coach T-Jack probably hadn't even known he committed at that time. That brother had been in the portal. We had wished him well and everything. I thought the tweet was about us being in the lab will soon be seen. So that's what threw me off. And then I saw the video.
D-Lob say it could be about JSU president.
Oh, that's a good one.
He could have got some. That is messed up right there. Oh my goodness, that's not good.
I wasn't ready though. That video was funny. I'm like, how we would associate that is just beyond. I don't know.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Yeah, that shouldn't have nothing to do with Shamar. I doubt it.
Oh man, that. Ty, what's your thoughts, man?
Man, it's so crazy how people would take one tweet and just change it to their own personal preference outcome for the situation. Man, this is a very huge reach. I don't think Tremaine Jackson will be a person to tweet about a certain player leaving, especially with the amount of depth and the amount of wide receivers that he has coming in. And I feel like if he wanted Shamar Savage to stay, or if he was able to, like, he would have stayed. But as Tremaine Jackson said, now everybody's with the program. So if he did go to JSU, I'm pretty sure he was like, okay, like, we'll see in the SWAC championship. But I mean, I don't think he was, specifically worried. We all know what Shamar Savage is. We know that Shamar Savage is, one of the top wide receivers in all of HBCU football. But I mean, at the end of the day, he made a decision to go to Jackson. So it's a luck to you, bro.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and first, the man was in the portal way before he made the decision where he's gonna go to, right? So obviously, Ben knew he was in the portal, and even before he's in the portal, right? Listen, the spring started. Shamar Savage wasn't with the team. You know what I'm saying? So we been knew Shamar Savage was gonna be in the portal, right, and gonna be going somewhere at the end of the day. So it don't matter, right?
Yeah.
We've been listen. Water the wine, dog. Stay focused. All right, you know what I'm saying? Stay focused. All right. So at the end of the day, hey, listen, we wish all of our former guys luck wherever they go. You know what I'm saying? Much success. Because listen, that's what PV do. Unless they playing us, right? And at the end of the day, they ain't even on our schedule. So why I'm even worried about? They got to get to the SWAC championship. Like, y'all missing the point. They got to get to the SWAC championship game for them to even have a chance to come to Prairie View and play in the championship game, right? That's just the reality of the situation. So at the end of the day, listen, we not worried, right? You know what I'm saying? Why would we be worried when listen, we got all hands on deck. So, and we're gonna be talking about that in the future, right? When we talk about the different rooms, you know what I'm saying? We talk about some of the moves they made. The worst thing I keep hearing is like, oh, he didn't have a QB play, but now the numbers were there where you post the numbers, right? But yet you'll still say, well, who throwing the ball then? Somebody got to be throwing the ball, you know what I'm saying, for him to rack up whatever numbers he racked up. You know what I mean? So I just think it's interesting. But at the end of the day, it's the decision that Shamar made for himself, team made for themselves, Coach Jack made for himself, and everybody's happy. All right, and that's all that matters. So, but I think
the most troubling part to that, Lionel, is Coach T Jack had already planned his receiver room without Savage because Savage had went to that Legacy Bowl and already graduated. We had planned the team without him, so it wasn't like Jackson State just said, "Hey man, come on over here." You know, the Buddha.
That's why the tampering thing is like, how do you tamper somebody in the portal in the first place? That don't even make no sense. That's just crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? But like you say, right? The truth is he got that year eligibility back because of the rule for the NCAA.
After the fact, right?
So that was after the fact in the first place. So yeah, but it is what it is. They say Jeff going back to making Louisville videos. Made a quick detour.
Crazy.
I'm gonna block Mr. Campbell tonight. I'm blocking Mr. Campbell. That's too much. Where Mr. Ford at? We need somebody to balance this off.
Oh man, that is so funny. Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, man, hey, listen, we appreciate all y'all for joining on. Sharing y'all time with us. Hope y'all had a good Mother's Day. Again, want to remind y'all, hey man, if y'all trying to cop one of the t-shirts and let y'all know what's going on, what's about to happen, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can do that over on the PVs, you know what I'm saying, over on our PV versus Everybody Square site, right? You know what I'm saying, to go ahead and cop those t-shirts. Of course, you want to show some love, become a member, man, you can do that as well. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that member button to join, become a member of the PV versus Everybody channel. Listen, we got some big things coming up. On Wednesday, we about to drop this PV DBU, you know what I'm saying, show, because listen, PV is probably going to have, if not the best, right, one of the best defensive back rooms in the entire SWAC this year. Like the guys that we're bringing in, I mean, I think it's going to be crazy. And listen, this ain't just talk, right? Not only do you got the guys in the room, right, but I think you also got to look at the fact that, man, look at the guy who's leading the room. Coach DG has won 10 championships over his career so far, right? Look at what he did at Texas A&M, at East Texas A&M, right? Formerly Texas A&M Commerce. Look at what he's done at UIW, right? Look at what he did at TSU, right, a few years back with that DB room. And look at the guys that's come out his room. Guys that even this year had shots that's in mini camps right now, right? So he knows what he's looking for as far as getting guys to transfer over, and he also knows how to coach them up. So when I say, listen, we got the talent to enter the room, and we got the right coach to make the room peak and be the most successful that it can be. And with this 212 defense, man, I'm telling you, one thing that I see that this defense is going to be able to do is turn teams over. And like Kerry said earlier, man, if we can keep teams in some third and long situations, we're going to eat a lot. We're going to eat a whole lot, man. So I'm super excited for this DB room, PVDBU. We got that coming up very soon, man. So make sure y'all are ready and check that out. And we're going to be going through all the different rooms, all of the different positional groups that we got. You know, I know Kerry love the meat eaters. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about them real soon. Got the meat eaters. We're going to talk about that wide receiver room, too, because all y'all worried about the wide receiver room. So we're going to talk about that room as well. You know what I mean? And go through everything, man. And, of course, the QBs as well. So, man, hey, listen, appreciate y'all. Any last words from you guys you got before we close out?
Hey, you're not just talking about that DB room, though, because even before these guys came, what I did see at the spring game, we had some receivers that could catch. But those DBs, you better protect yourself when you catch. The way they were lighting their teammates up, when they see somebody in the opposite jersey, it's going to be a problem. Because they were hitting our receivers. One thing I know, our receivers are going to be able to take a hit because our DBs love to hit. They hit with bad intention.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
they'll bring that hat. Mm-hmm.
this team that TJ's gonna put together, man, is really gonna surprise a lot of people. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see who comes out on top in that starting lineup on both sides of the ball. And we just go out there and just compete. And like I said, the biggest thing that we have that I feel like we didn't have in the past was depth. And I think that's gonna really pay dividends, when it comes to the latter part of the season. So I'm super excited for this team going into the fall.
I like that.
Daenerys, what you got?
Yo. Well, I ain't got too much. I'm just gonna say, man, just can't wait to see what we're gonna have going into the season. Just want to, can't wait to what's going into the season. Also, want to see cause my main focus is on that QB room. Cause I know that's what it's gonna start at right there. And if we get that, if we can find that true leader that's gonna lead our offense, we gonna go a long way for sure. That's my main look going into it for real.
Yeah, and I say, man, listen, that QB in that QB room, whoever does win that job, man, they're gonna have a good shot of being the offensive player of the year, because one thing I know with this offense is not only gonna put it up in the air, they're gonna allow the QB to use his legs, and that's one thing that's been very, very scary for defenses is, man, the QB runs in this offense. Listen, they there's some big chunk getters, right? So that's interesting. And man, hey, listen, Edwin, I appreciate you, sir. Hey, listen, I just want to be known. Hey, I don't mess with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't come for nobody. I definitely don't disrespect nobody. You know what I mean? I got love for all my people, all my folks, right? Even those who show disrespect to me, I still got respect for them too. But at the end of the day, hey, people gonna do what people do, so you gotta let them do what they do. But that's their decision. They gotta decide, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I gotta wake up and me and Jesus gotta be good. So as long as me and Jesus good, then I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And because I already know PV good, right? I already know PV gonna be good. So I just want to make sure me and Jesus good. You know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate that. And appreciate y'all for coming on, sharing some love, man. Hey, make sure y'all go ahead. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So some love. We're trying to get to 800, man. That's our goal right now. We're like 20 away or so. So make sure y'all go ahead and show some love, man. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to be talking about, hey, listen, that O-line is
Mm-hmm.
the O-line is gonna be nice, man. And listen, we got the backs in the room too. And that's the thing, right? We got the backs that's gonna be able to make the holes that the O-line opens up work. And we brought in a lot of guys in that room to really make it very, very, very competitive. We got guys who now have a full year under their belt, right, as starters, and we still brought in guys who come compete, who also got starting minutes at the places that they're coming from, right? And so I really know that every competition, every room is really going to be really, really tight. And like I said, what they did was elevate the floor. And so that's what I really love. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good to the last sentence. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But all right, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Cook, too, as well. Thank y'all for joining in. Make sure y'all go and tell all y'all folks what's about that. But until next time, man,